कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। ॐ हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्त्रैरङ्गैस्तुष्ट्वागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। कीर्तन।
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन।
धिमिकित धिमिकित बाजे मृदंगा,
धिमिकित धिमिकित बाजे मृदंगा,
धिमिकित धिमिकित बाजे मृदंगा,
धिमिकित धिमिकित बाजे मृदंगा।
ब्रह्मा ताल करी गजानन,
ब्रह्मा ताल करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन।
कह दिसि कोटि सुरगण दाती,
कह दिसि कोटि सुरगण दाती,
कह दिसि कोटि सुरगण दाती,
कह दिसि कोटि सुरगण दाती।
मध्ये शिव गौरी गजानन,
मध्ये शिव गौरी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन।
नामे रंगले दास सदोदित,
नामी रंगले दास सजोलित,
नामे रंगले दास सदोदित,
नामी रंगले दास सजोलित।
शोभे चंद्र श्रीं गजानन,
शोभे चंद्र श्री गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन।
आनंद आत्मज मने गजवरन,
आनंद आत्मज मने गजवदन,
आनंद आत्मज मने गजवरन,
आनंद आत्मज मने गजवदन।
भव भय दूर करी गजानन,
भव भय दूर करी गजानन,
तांडव नृत्य 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 करी गजानन।
तांडव नृत्य करी गजानन।
बोलिए गजानन स्वामी की जय। Namaskar everyone and welcome to the Hindu Prachaar Kendra's weekly Satsang. We are live here every Sunday morning at our Sri Ram Vijay Mandir located at Jalibia Trace, Raghunanan Road in Enterprise Central, Trinidad. And I don't know if you realize it, but this first month of 2022 has gone by so very quickly. We are already at the last Sunday of January. Now I want to thank all of you and to thank you right away for your wonderful responses and encouraging feedback after last Sunday's mantra of the year, Satsang. All of us who have grown up with mantra of the year, we always feel so enthused and so excited when we sing these compositions. programs, and we are really happy to know how you felt that you were inspired as well and you learned a lot. And some of you are really so observant, and it always makes me smile because I got about 3 or 4 comments. Geeta ji, you did 9. You only did 9 out of the 20, so you owe us 11. So people were actually keeping count and wondering about the years that we missed in between. And well, I did say that we were trying to do 10 last week, so since we couldn't get the 10th mantra of the year that we had selected for last week, we couldn't get it done. This is what we will be focusing on this morning. I had mentioned that, so we will be halfway there. And as the satsangs come up throughout the year, we'll see how we can just continue to do mantras of the years from time to time, those that we have not done as yet, and even those that we have done last week. So because of the nature of this particular mantra of the year, which is from the year 2002, I had to practice because every time I was saying mantra of the year 2022, so 2002, we decided to make this a satsang that's all about Bhagwan Sri Rama. Because this particular mantra of the year that we are going to look at this morning, it is based on Bhagwan Sri Rama's own words, which we will be exploring in our Pravachan. But before we get to that, let's join in our bhajan and chanting session. And today we have a couple really very meditative, soothing, very devotional bhajan. So you can just, close your eyes where you are. You can try to focus as best as you can. Vishalaji is starting us off with a bhajan. Hey Ram, Mere Man Ram Basse. We are praising Bhagwan Sri Rama, that Bhagwan who lives in our mind, in our hearts, who is everywhere. So all of us, we can join. We know this. Mere Man Rama Basse. So this one line we can certainly all be able to join in. So Vishalaji leads us. Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki Jai, Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Hey Ram. राम नाम जप लीजे प्राणी राम नाम जप लीजे प्राणी कोटिक पाप कटे कोटिक पाप कटे मेरे मन राम बसे मन राम बसे मीरा के प्रभु हरि अविनाशी मीरा के प्रभु हरि अविनाशी तन मन ताहि पटे तन मन ताहि पटे मेरे मन राम बसे हे राम मेरे मन राम बसे मेरे मन श्याम बसे मेरे मन राम बसे मेरे मन श्याम बसे मेरे मन राम बसे राम 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 बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम राम
बोलिए सियापति रामचंद्र की जय जय श्री राम. Well, I don't know how your mind manages when bhajans are so sweet and beautiful, but listening, I'm just seeing all kinds of different places and so many kathas and just seeing Sri Ram in the most wonderful of ways. Such a beautiful bhajan, and we continue in this very mood. Prashanta ji is leading us in a chant, Atma Rama Ananda Ramana, that one who is our very Atma itself, who is so blissful. I know one of the beautiful names for Bhagwan is Achyuta. I so love this name, Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana. Achyuta means who is infallible, never fails us ever. So let us join and we continue as you wish to compose yourself and focus on Bhagwan. We praise him. Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram.
Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Atma Rama Ananda Ramana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Achyuta Keshava Keshava Hari Narayana Achyuta Keshava Hari Narayana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana Bhava Bhaya Harana Vandita Charana अच्युता केशव हरि नारायण अच्युता केशव हरि नारायण अच्युता केशव हरि नारायण अच्युता केशव हरि नारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमणा आत्मा रामानन्द रमणा आत्मा रामानन्द रमणा आत्मा रामानन्द रमणा आनन्द रमणा आनन्द रमणा आनन्द रमणा आनन्द रमणा आनन्द रमणा
बोलिए सियापति रामचंद्र की जय जय श्री राम make sure you chant the Jaikar, chant the Jai Shri Ram. I remind you of this from time to time. Energize yourselves and your whole space, and we certainly hope our mantra of the year is going to energize you in the very best of ways. So just two kirtans, two bhajan and chant this morning, because I wanted to leave some time for the singing of the mantra of the year, which is embedded in our pravachan for this morning. And just a quick reminder that the idea and the intention of mantra of the year is to provide guidance and inspiration to us on a range of issues by communicating the message of our shastras, the message of our dharma, the message of our Hindu civilization in a very attractive and appealing manner. So the essence of the selected mantra or quote, it is translated in English for easy understanding. And last week some of you expressed how wonderful it was to listen to inspiring English lyrics, because we all know what English lyrics can be like with other genres of music here in our country. So you know, when we started, I just wanted to mention this, when we started singing in English, there was a lot of criticism, there was a lot of hostility, and you have to remember this was way back in 1985 when we started Mantra of the Year, and then in 1991 when we started the local Pagwa songs, our Pichakaris, also composed in English with Hindi words and phrases and so on. It was a very trying time, challenging time, because breaking new ground, it's always a challenging process. But we kept in stride, and whatever the challenges and so on, we are so happy that we endured, and that there's great appreciation for these efforts. So whatever you have expressed to us, it's reassuring, and especially from those of you who are hearing these mantras of the years for the first time. Sira, I was sharing some of the wonderful messages on our chat. So if you missed last week, please do have a look so that you will have a better understanding also of what we are doing this morning. So we saw the very first mantra of the year in 1985. It addressed something very obviously. 3 words. Do you remember it? Those of you who are here? 3 words. No? I am responsible. Devananji, 0 marks. I am responsible. Okay? So from the word go, personal responsibility was addressed, and this is the principle on which all our mantras of the years are based. So we explored briefly responsibility to oneself, first and foremost, and then responsibility to others, to our dharma, to our lineage, to our country, and of course to the entire creation. Now, to see all of this clearly, we have to understand ourselves well, and we have to understand what is the higher purpose of life. Beyond all our duties, all our responsibilities, tasks, and the many things we have to do that occupy our time in this world, as we try to lead happy and fulfilling lives, we have to know what is there that can truly help us to experience and to express what is life's higher purpose? So this is what this mantra is about, and actually in all our shastras, there is no shortage of guidance on what is the true purpose of life. So Sri Rama himself has taught us about this from his very own lips in what is, I would say, maybe the most popular katha of Uttarakhand, just after Doha 42. So we are going to just see this scenario, and this will lead us directly into our mantra of the year, because I want to do the full chaupai from the Ramcharitmanas before we actually get to singing the mantra of the year. So it is a few days after the coronation of Sri Rama. So he is now what? Raja Ram. He is king, Raja Ramachandra. And he has been meeting all those who have served him during the war and all of that beautiful katha before all of this. So one day he invited all the ministers and the citizens of the kingdom to come to Ayodhya's royal court so that he can speak to them. So we can say his first official speech as Raja Ram, the king of Ayodhya. What will he talk about? Politics, economics, administration, power, future plans, a whole range of things we will naturally expect that he might talk about. Let us hear as we sing Chaupai together from the lips of Bhagwan Sri Rama himself. What is he saying to us about the understanding of life and the highest purpose of life? Jaya Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Hari Bhag Manush Tanu Pava, Manush Tanu Pava, Suran Durlabh Sab Granth Hi Gawa, Granth Hi Gawa, bolo Jaya Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Sadhan Dham Moksha Kar Dwara, Moksha Kar Dwara, Pai Nahi Pad Lok Samvara, Lok Samvara, bolo Jaya Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Kirtan kar phal vishayana bhai, vishayana bhai, swargam swava anta dukhdai, anta dukhdai, bolo Jaya Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Naratanu pai vishaya man dehi, vishaya man dehi, pragati bhate sat vishalehi, sat vishalehi, bolo Jaya Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Rama Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki Jai, Jai Shri Ram. So what is Bhagwan saying? Bhagwan as Raja Ram, the king to all his subjects, all his citizens. Why are all the citizens and subjects? Look, we are all right here, right? So he says, you, all of us, Aminaji, we have secured this human birth because of our own good fortune. All right? It is difficult, this life, this human existence, it is difficult even for certain enlightened beings to attain. Why is this body or this birth so special? Here is the reason. It affords us a most fantastic, unique opportunity because it is the gateway to moksha. It is the gateway to freedom, to happiness, to liberation, however you want to describe that blissful state. And that is so because a life of sadhana is possible. Sadhana dhamma moksha kada dwara. And if one fails to secure a really good destiny, later down, and even here, whose fault is it? What did we say? Who is responsible? I am responsible. Of course, yes, we'll always have these cosmic things that are there affecting us and so on. It's how we adjust and our perspective and so on that's going to help us through all of this. So Bhagwan is saying, continues, enjoyment of the material world. Enjoyment of the senses, that is not only what life is about. Did he say don't enjoy? No. Our tradition never says this to us. This is why always I remind people, because sometimes when you are reading the kathas and you come across lines that you say, but we're not supposed to be happy. We're not supposed to enjoy. It's so difficult. We want to be happy, you know. We want to enjoy life. So much of beauty is there, and we are also the creators of beauty as well. So he said, material is not only what life is about. There is something more. It is not the goal of human life, because all the joys in this material world, they are fleeting. They don't last forever. And you know, you have poison and you have nectar, right? So just being focused on that, it is like consuming poison and leaving the nectar behind. So this, in essence, is what Bhagwan Sri Rama, the king, is saying to his subjects. So let us see what mantra of the year 2002. I have to be so focused and not to say 2022. I keep on going to say that all the time. What does it instruct us about what Bhagwan has said? Two of the lines actually form the foundation, the chorus for this mantra of the year. And we will see it. You will have it on the screen so that you can follow. We are going to take it part by part. First, we are doing the chorus and the first verse together, so you can follow with us this wonderful mantra of the year. Paribhagan Manushya Tanupam Sadhanagam Moksha Remember Sri Rama said to Ayodhya, Paribhag Manushya Tanupama, Paribhag Manushya Tanupama, Sadhana Dhama Moksha Karadvara. You have a vardhan, born as a human, a mandir for liberation. So let your diya light all day and night. Paribhag Manushya Tanupama, Paribhag
clouds are gathering, vultures are hovering, vice is marching all around. Blame not Satan, blame not Ravan. Look, you will see it is man. Don't look outwards for any solution, man, it's in your hands. Ram or Ravan, which path you will take, that's the kind of world you will make. Bade bhag manusya tanu pavan, manusya tanu pavan.
बोलिए सियापति रामचंद्र की जय. Jai Shri Ram. So we may cut little portions of the chorus just for us to move along a little quickly. I actually sang the Ramayana Chaupai because someone said, Geeta ji, please sing a couple verses of Ramayana. So we want to move along a little quickly. So let's see this verse. What first the chorus, right? You have a Vardhan. Born as a human. This is exactly what Bhagwan Sri Rama says. It's a blessing, a boon. We are so special. So we have to view our life in this perspective. And it's a mandir for liberation. You know, we often talk about this. You could say we have 3 mandirs. First mandir, right here only. Next mandir. Where's the next mandir? Supposed to be? Right here. Yes, your home, your house. Not your house, your home. And then this community mandir, this space. Okay? So we have to see. And what do we do in a mandir? We worship. We worship. So a life of worship everywhere we go, in and through everything that we are doing. Like we sang, every little action is a Hindu offering wherever we go, wherever we find ourselves. So this is a mandir for liberation, right? I so love this line. So let your diya light all day and night. Such a beautiful symbol. And I will tie up this, what is there in our first verse. So dark clouds are gathering, darkness gathering, vultures are hovering, and vice is what? Marching. It's not walking, you know. It's not sitting, or it's not what? Walking, it's marching. When you are marching, what? There's a sense of purpose. And yeah, so vice is everywhere, all around us. And the challenge is always what? To follow virtue or to follow what? Vice. What will you choose? We are going to see it. So the darkness, it's always looming around us. Sometimes very obviously and sometimes obscurely. So we have to be very vigilant. So this idea of lighting, why do we light the diya? Why do you light the diya? Think of this. One of the most common symbol that we have in our worship and expression in a way of our Hindu self and our tradition is what? The lighting of the diya. Such an important tradition that I hope exists in every home. Traditionally, we used to light it when? At Sandhya in the evening. When what? Darkness is coming. May what? This light light up my life, light the darkness. I don't think I need to explain to you what darkness is or what darkness means. All those things that what? Well, bring us down. Darkness. Okay? What is the darkest night of the year? How many diyas do you light for Diwali night? The most diyas lit for the darkest. Let the diya light all day and night. And when we pray, say this mantra with me. Om asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. We pray and we ask Bhagwan, and one of these, move us from what? Darkness to light. So for this to happen, we have to be very vigilant about ourselves. vigilant over ourselves. Look at our own selves. This is why I am responsible, not others. Critique your own self. Judge your own self. Because, what does it say in that line? It talks about what? Blame not Satan. Blame not Ravan. Look, you will see it is man himself. Of course, man, woman, okay? So, this is what it is saying here. Because very easily, when something goes wrong, it's not my fault. I didn't cause it. I didn't do this. So we want to blame others. We want to blame circumstances, the whole range of things I sang. That doha actually I shared with you. Siro is shaking her head. So paratra dukha pavai siridhuni dhuni pachitai kalahi karmahi ishwarahi mithya dosha lagai. Blame everything else. It is the time, it's Kali Yuga, it's karma, even Bhagwan Ishwarahi will also blame, oh God, why are you punishing me? God is not a punisher. Our concept of God, Sri Ram, what did we sing? Achyuta, the one who is always there for us. So we have to have our perspectives must be in order. So don't look outwards. That verse said what? Don't look outwards for any solution. We have to look where what? Inwards. Look within ourselves for these solutions, because man, it is in your hand. Vishy is in your hand. Shami is in your hand. Well, right now the drum in your hand. Whatever. So actually what you hold. What is there in your hand? And it tells about that. So choice. Ram or Ravan. The path of dharma or the path of adharma. Which path will you take? And according to the path that you take, what does the verse say? That is the kind of world you and I will make. Very, very beautiful. So the power of choice. It's a powerful power. Yeah? The power of choice. It's something powerful. We are privileged. It's a privileged power when you think of it. We have to use that power well, because life is built by choices. Your life, every life, it is built by choices only. This is why Yamaraj in Katha Upanishad, when I was putting together the notes, I was thinking a lot of what we are sharing in this mantra of the year, they are like reminders and reflections of what we have been sharing from time to time. Because I've shared this verse many times with you about the power of choice and choosing well. From the lips of Yamaraj himself in Katha Upanishad, Sreyascha preyascha manushyam etaha tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha shreyo hi dhiro bhi preyaso vrinite preyo mando yogakshemad vrinite. The words of Yamaraj. The human being, that's all of us, okay? Human beings. We will be approached by both the good and the pleasant. The good and the pleasant. The one who is dhiraha. Say that word with me. Dhiraha. Dhiraha here means the one who is wise. How many foolish people here? Put up your hand. Let me see. Hey, I thought nobody will put up hands. Because none of us want to think we have. I thought no one will put. Actually, in the other day we were doing Bhaja Govindam, and I was saying how Adi Shankaracharya, when if Prashanta says to me, Geeta ji, you're so foolish and stupid, I will go, what is wrong with Prashanta? Why is she? But if the Guruji or someone says that, or in the teaching, like Adi Shankaracharya says, the Murhamate, okay, why are you being so foolish? Same thing, okay? So I didn't expect some people will put up hands, but anyway, that's honesty, huh? Because like I said, we have to critique, analyze our own self, look at our own shortcomings. So yes, the dhiraha, what's that word? Dhiraha, the one who is wise. One of the beautiful names for Hanumanji is Mati Dhiraha, the one whose mind is very wise. So the wise examines all the things that come before him and her. Okay, these two categories, these options, these choices of the good and the pleasant and the bad, and differentiates between the two, and will choose the good. Then the mandaha, opposite of dhiraha, the ignorant, the foolish one, chooses that which is pleasant only, chooses enjoyment only. Okay? Like I said before, take it in context. Enjoy, be happy. But like I said, not denial, but discipline. And one of our Acharya GC used to say, nothing teaches us about choice like something that we do every day. 2, 3, 4 times for the day. Yes, yes. Eaten. You see how you choose. Just look at how you choose to eat. Like me yesterday, I don't know why people giving me so much burfi these days. So once it tasting good, I am just what? So what? We eat it now, and then what? In the night we have to take medicine. What is it? Nexium and all of these things. We know we shouldn't be eating and consuming, but I could eat it now and enjoy it, because I have the medicine to take. So yes, we have but what are you going to take for this? Huh? So a life of purpose, understanding all of this. Let's get on to the second verse. Join with us. They'll pull it up on the screen. There's so much to share on this month of the year. Really very beautiful. Join with Bade Bhag.
बड़े भाग मनुष्य तनु पावा, बड़े भाग मनुष्य तनु पावा. You are divinity, disguised a deity, playing the fool on earth. Beyond the sensual, beyond the mental, lies your real potential. Shed animality, express humanity, then reclaim your divinity. Look within, like Hanumanji, see your true identity. Bade bhag manushya tanu pawa, bade bhag manushya tanu pawa.
Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki jai. And why I said let's move on to this verse, because it emphasizes everything that we just spoke about. You are divinity. We are all divinity disguised. We are unable to see beyond the disguise or the guise of the human body and all the conditions. We're playing the fool on earth. And this was what Ralph Waldo Emerson, he said, every man is a divinity in disguise, a God playing the fool. And our own Swami Vivekananda, whom we celebrated earlier this month, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. And we do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one of these or more or all of these, and be free. Moksha karidwara. Beautiful line in this verse. Shed animality. Express humanity. And what? Reclaim your divinity. So all those, sometimes that person getting on like a rail. I didn't say it. You all have said, right? So what does it mean? And again, I go back to a verse from the Hitopadesha. Ahad nidra bhaya maithunancha samanyam pashubhir naranam dharmo hitesham adhiko visheshaha dharmena hina pashubhi samanaha. What makes us different from animals? Let's see what the Hitopadesh is telling us. Eating. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunancha. Sleeping. Feeling fear or that need to defend ourselves. Procreation. Okay, reproduction. These four are common to both human beings and animals. The distinction between both is that human beings can possess, can access, can know dharma, can live by dharma, can pursue dharma and explore spirituality. But the animals can't do this. That's the difference. So if you're not doing this, then what are we? If we are not pursuing and living by and according to dharma, what are we? You answer it for yourself, okay? So someone without that urge or that endeavor towards dharma, to self-knowledge, this is why we have Ravana, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, just now Bhagwa is coming up, Mahishasura, Navratri is coming up, Duryodhana, we'll see it in the next verse. And you know, one of the many, there's so many reasons. Why do you love Hanuman? We got a whole long list of, I remember how we did this with our HBC children and the wonderful and funny answers we got from some of them, especially Hanumanji's six-pack. But one child said, he has a six-pack. I said, what is a six-pack? When you're strong and you have these 6 marks in your chest. Or the child was explaining. So we love Hanuman Baba for so many reasons. But one of those is that he is all about dharma.
And he's an animal.
And he is Vanarup, Pashrup. He has transcended, conquered animality. He's always expressing what? Humanity. And he has reclaimed his divinity. Such a beautiful line. This is why look within like Hanumanji and see your true identity. What is your true identity? Well, that needs a whole satsang. But we get the answer in the next verse. So let's see the next verse. We join in together. Bring it up on the screen. Paribhag.
Paribhag manusha tanu pava, Paribhag manusha tanu pava. Said Duryodhana, Janami dharma, but I cannot answer the call. Hey Sri Krishna, Janami adharma, no resistance at all. Be not Duryodhana, trapped in illusion. Remember, you are the Atman. Tasmat utishta, O Kaunteya, cast off your lower nature. Paribhag manusha tanu pava, Paribhag manusha tanu pava.
Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. The lines are so clear, and some of them I think they don't even need much explanation. But we have often quoted Duryodhana's dilemma because it is such an apt description of the human condition that is given here. In the Pandava Gita, Duryodhana Uvacha, Duryodhana says, Janami dharmam cha natshame pravittihi, Janami adharmam cha natshame nivrittihi. I know what is dharma. Don't we all know, and we have a general sense of what is right and wrong? Will we always do the right thing? How are we different from Duryodhana? I know what is dharma, but like I just can't do it. And I know what is adharma, and like I just can't stop myself from going along that path. Duryodhana's condition, our own condition. So we have explored also when we talk about dharma. Dharma dharayati iti dharmaha, that which upholds and sustains all and everything, that is dharma. But Duryodhana was about what? Sustaining and supporting his own self. So that is where we falter. So be not Duryodhana, trapped in that illusion of selfishness and unable to see. Remember, you are what? You are the Atman. You and I, we are Atman. Blissful, divine, powerful by nature. Now when you have to go and fill out your forms and so on and they put name, don't put Atman, okay? Right? Just take things in context. Alright? Yes, when somebody says, who are you? The natural answer is what? You say your name. That is the function in this world. But to answer that question, who am I beyond all these roles and identities? Well, like I said, we need a whole satsang for that. So if we can understand this, it will lead us to that life that is of a higher purpose. And this is why Bhagwan Krishna, he says to Arjuna, his first instruction actually, the first time, just like when Bhagwan Sri Ram spoke for that first official speech as the king, Bhagwan Krishna, as he starts speaking in Bhagavad Gita, at the beginning of chapter 2, Arjuna, who has what? Surrendered his ego. You see, when there is ego, we can't see anyone else and anything else. We see only our own selfish pursuits and so on. So he says, Jaktotishta Parantapa. Oh Arjuna, cast off your lower nature. This idea of casting off, leaving aside that which is not good, that which is going to bring us down, destroy us, you what? Leave it aside, cast it aside. Like someone gave me a real nice zabuka a couple weeks ago. Perfect, right? It's out of season now. And last week someone gave me another one, right? So you all know what I like, okay? So if you feel like sending me things, zabuka and popo and mango and sapodilla and all of these things, yes. So anyway, so I got this is just an example, okay, zabuka. So there was one part in it, right? That wasn't so good, like where it was sitting. So did I throw out the whole thing? Because most of it is good. So we what? We remove that part that isn't good and we cast it aside. We throw. Same thing, right? When you go to, when we go to buy our vegetables and so on, Meena ji, I could pick on you because you ladies like a lot of cooking and so on, and you go buy the big tomato coming in plenty now. You go when you see what? The one that looking soft and what? You leave it aside. Go buy the big heap of aloo. What? We pick out and we choose. Same thing, choice. We take that which is good and we leave that which is not good behind. So casting off your lower nature, it is this same idea. So Arjuna will be able to do this because he has surrendered his ego. Duryodhana, Kamsa, Ravan, all of them, they were not able to do this. So they went the path of adharma. Let us close off with our last verse. Very straight and very straightforward. You have the lyrics there. I want you to sing this with us as much as possible. There's a refrain that comes again. It's man who is responsible. Let us sing together.
Bare bhag manusha tanu pawa, bare bhag manusha tanu pawa. Not a philosophy nor a theology, it's man who is responsible. It's not society, it's not the history, it's man who is responsible. Not divination, nor United Nations, it's man who is responsible. Become your best friend, be not your enemy, your karma is our destiny. Bare
Ramchandra ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. Nothing to explain about this last verse. It is, and see, this is exactly where we started mantra of the year. Udharer atmanatmanam, natmanam avasarayet, atmaiva hyatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. It talks about each one of us understanding we are responsible. All the administrators, all the organizations, and they all listed here, prophecies, all of that. That's not responsible. You and I are responsible. So become what that first mantra of the year says is what this last line says. Become your best friend. Who is your best friend? You only. Who is your worst enemy? You only. Bhagwan Krishna says this. And this last line, your karma is your destiny. But when we extend ourselves and our perspective, we realize what? Your karma is our destiny. Because we don't live in isolation. We are part of a whole. So your karma, it's about you, yes, but it's also about everyone and everything. So we will leave this beautiful mantra of the year right here and just take all of these wonderful thoughts and ideas that we have shared. Just be the diya. That every time you light the diya, remind yourself what? I must be the diya. Light up the darkness, like I shared with you sometime, my brother and his Bob Marley, how he used to like Bob Marley music and all of that. Bob Marley said, man, the people who are trying to make the world dark, they are not taking a day off. So light up the darkness. You and I have to be that light. Our tradition has given us the symbol, the ideas, the concept. Be the diya. What you fuel yourself, what powers you, what you put for that flame to glow, that is something important that we take for consideration. Boliye Siyapati Ramchandra ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. We close off this morning with the Ramayana Arati. So please stand, those of you who are here. We'll have the Arati offering. Someone just pass the Arati for the few persons here. And those of you at home, of course, we all know Ramayana Arati. Let us celebrate our wonderful Shastra and all the guidance and so that we have received this morning.
Arati Sri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi ki Arati Sri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi ki Arati Sri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi ki Arati Shri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi ki Gavat Brahmadika Muni Narada Valmika Vigyana Visharada Sukasana Kani Shesharu Sharada Varni Pavana Sutakirati Niki Arati Shri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi Arati Shri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi Gavat Veda Purana Ashtarasa Shaushastra Sabagranthana Korasa Munijana Dhana Sankana Kosaravasa Sarayansha Sammata Sabahiti Arati Shri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi Arati Shri Ramayana Ji ki Kirati Kalita Lalita Siya Pi Gavat Santata Shambhu Bhavani Arughat Shambhu भवमुनि विज्ञानी व्यास्यादि कविवर्ज बखानी काकपुषुण्डित गरुड की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सिया की कलिमल हरणी विषय रस की सुभग श्रृंगार मुक्ति युवती की दलन रोग भव मोरिय की सात मात सब विधि तुलसी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सिया की हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
We join in closing mantras, praying for everyone and everything.
ॐ दुर्जनो सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जन शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुक्षेत बन्धेभ्यो मुक्ताश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत् स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमनीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ द्यौ शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिर् औषधय शान्तिर्वनस्पतयः शान्तिर् विश्वे देवा शान्तिर् ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वगुं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिर्वेदी ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम.
We're joining the Jaikar and after the Jaga Pranam, so please you stand in front of the Murtis. Those of you who will lead in the Jaga Pranam, we join in the Jaikar. बोलिए गजानन स्वामी की जय, श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, उमापति महादेव की, जगदम्बे माता की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियापति रामचंद्र की, गोस्वामी तुलसीदास की, ट्रिनिडाद और टबैगो देश की, बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. Jai Jai Sitaram. Jaga Pranam, we offer our salutation to Bhagwan in and through the entire creation. Siya Ram mein sab jag jani, karau pranam jodi jug pani. सिया राम मैं सब जग जानी, करऊ प्रणाम जोरी जुग पानी. जय श्री राम. So please take your seats, everyone. And those of you who are at home, not sure if you were standing. I know sometimes some of you actually stand with us for Arati and you do the Jag Pranam and all of that with us. So just a couple quick announcements. First is a big happy birthday greeting. I don't know if Pravesh Ji is supposed to turn the camera and come on Ish, but he's too close by. So Ish had his birthday on Friday, and so wonderful to always have all these young people with us, so dedicated and supporting us in and through all our efforts, because many of us here, we are technologically challenged. So they are the ones making all of this possible for us. So thank you, Ish, and abundant blessings to you from all of us here at the Hindu Prachaar Kendra. And as I mentioned, January is over, and if you are following our Hindu calendar, you will know that we still have a couple months left about. And next weekend, this weekend actually, on Saturday, it is Saraswati Jayanti, Vasant Panchami. So our Satsang on Sunday morning will be focused on Saraswati Jayanti and Vasant Panchami. Usually it would be a grand occasion for us here at the Kendra. The whole place will be filled up with plants and flowers, and we'll have a musical treat. We'll have all the rituals, the pujas and so on, but restricted this year. But we are still going to try to put together something beautiful for you all, something creative with all the traditions on Sunday morning. So don't miss it and do join us. So I remind you all as we close to keep an intelligent and informed perspective about all that is happening and the many things that you have to deal with. Reach out if you need support, and support if there is a need and you are able to. Continue to take good care of yourselves, and we look forward to you all joining us on Sunday morning when we will celebrate Saraswati Jayanti, Vasant Panchami. Namaskar.